everything good with you and yours. Just checking. I'm really just checking the temperature of this live. So my live's been acting up on me. But I don't know what that's about though. You know what I'm saying? But as y'all roll in the building, I'm feeling fantastic, but a little tired today. I exert a lot of energy, so it definitely caught up with me today. With just needing to sit still. I'm always constantly moving. From the moment I open my eyes, I'm already on the move. I'm on the go. And that's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful feeling to, have that green light on within to, get to what is needed in order to achieve, produce, gain, make happen, things of that nature. So, but so I'm really going live right now. I wanna see how my how this live pan out. I've been going live lately, and these last two times was like concerning because it had shut off without me on its own. That's what I'm saying. That ain't never happened to me before. So one way or another, I'm gonna get to it. So whether it's going live or just recording videos and posting them, what I'm saying, I'm gonna still show up. You know what I mean? Or you know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to see what it do. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yo. What's up? I'm chilling. I'm sitting here. That's why. I'm sitting down. Crazy. Like I said, I'm just trying to check the temperature of this live, man.
Can you check that? What would you call it, please?
What? Oh, I had cut it off. Yeah. Hold on, let me plug it in. Hold on.
That's crazy.
Nah, because I was
I'm
charging.
thinking that the thunderstorm gonna cut out the power or something.
Nah.
Got me in here jacked up. What you thought I was watching the TV with?
Yo, you was watching TV?
Yeah, it just cut off on me.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Yeah, I'm just checking the temperature of this live, man. I've been having issues with my live, bro. My live been cutting off on me. I mean, it is what it is. I ain't tripping off of it, though, you know what I'm saying? But it's definitely, I don't like it, though, bro. Yeah. Nah, I got a net, you know what I'm saying? I'm just laying, I'm chilling. I got a net. I got big traps, too, though. Yeah, but anyway. Nah, I'm just checking the temperature of this live. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't got much to say right now, you heard? I'm just saying with this live, I'm not very entertaining, you know? I'm just trying to see what this live is, I'm just, like I said, I'm testing the temperature of this live, man. Alright. That's all. I'm not even keeping this live up. Yeah. I don't know. I put it in though. I appreciate that. What's up? How you know my name is CJ, man? How you know that? It came back on? Yeah, I put it in. It's blinking. You want me to press that button? Yes, please. All right. It's good now, right? All right. All right, have a nice day. I appreciate you for stopping by, you heard? I'm just checking the temperature of this live. That's all I'm doing, y'all. It ain't even no real conversation going on over here. I'm like I said, I gotta try and see. Just I'm gonna be here for a little while. I just want to see if it shut off. That's all. But whatever. I mean, if you want to talk about something, you can talk about it. You can bring it up. This channel is all about fitness, though. Anything pertaining to elevation and becoming a better you. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, man. Life is life, man. Just keep working hard and stay close to God. Yeah, for sure. That's mandatory. I appreciate you on that. That's what it's about. A day at a time. A day at a time. Extremely grateful. I love life. That's really what it is. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Life is definitely life, and I choose to value it. Keep that on the forefront of my mind at least. That keeping that value of life at an all-time high is what I keep on the forefront of my mind, and and keep things in a proper perspective. You dig? So yeah, appreciate you though. Appreciate you for stopping by. Uh, 9 GMO nachos, y'all don't eat too many. See them, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Fresh, yo, what's the deal? Yeah, yeah. What up, Fresh? Yeah, I had to come on this live this evening, Fresh, because I don't know, for some reason, the last 2 times I went live, it that joint shut down on me. You heard? And I mean, it's never happened before. My phone be fully charged. The area I be in, it's not like the reception is horrible. You know, I never had a problem in that particular area, that park that I'm constantly at. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I had to come check the temperature today so it could you know, I mean, that's the approach I'm taking, as you know, seeing. I turned off the Wi-Fi on my phone and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to see. Yeah, yeah, technical difficulties by far and unexpected. I don't like that either. You know what I'm saying? Because when I'm live, when I'm, you know, in my mode, you know what I'm saying? You know, I don't like that. You know, and more so because, you know, when I'm connecting with the people, man, and then you know, it's just, it ain't a good look, man. Like, don't do that to me. You are like, it's like, don't, you know, don't treat me like that. You know, like with the live, don't treat me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Whoa. FBA Hustle New York. I'm doing a random drug test downtown Brooklyn doing push-ups. They was looking at me crazy. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Get them push-ups in wherever. We get it wherever, man. You know, let them look at you like you crazy. I mean, people, they gonna do that regardless. You ain't even gotta be doing push-ups. You know, people just, you know, have that view of others for whatever reason, you know. Yeah. So I'm just checking the temperature so far. I only been on here 13 minutes, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's a little awkward because I ain't really, to be honest, I ain't really come through with a subject matter, none of that. I'm just really, you know, I mean, it's still a form of whatever, you know what I mean, we could chop it up regardless. I'm not just here for no reason, but the reason really, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I was just wondering, like, what's up, what's that about? I mean, worst come to worst, I'm gonna keep posting my regular videos then, but, you know, I like to be able to communicate, you know, live in the flesh though, you heard? So I'm still very optimistic about it. I'm not gonna stop, but you know, I'm gonna see what it's like tonight. Maybe from the response and how well this live carries out, it'll boost my confidence going further with the live. Now, you know, naturally, that's gonna be a concern. Is the live gonna go off while I'm doing it? It is what it is. Whoa. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know, freshman, you love it that much. Yeah, 1,000 squats below temperatures. Yeah, it's the love of it. I like me personally. I get a thrill. You know what I'm saying? I get a thrill off of being in in those very cold climates and getting that money. And you know, like my model is when it's that cold, I turn the temperature up. You know what I'm saying? I turn it up. So if it's 20 degrees outside and I start the working out, I crank it up to about 45 degrees. You know what I'm saying? With the body temperature. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that mindset. I mean, you know, I'm the what I could really say about that is I'm wired that way. You know, I've been like that since I was a kid. You know, I always just love being outside, whatever weather, whatever point of the season. We used to go bike riding in the dead of winter. I mean, I'm talking about not just bike riding. I done caught flat tires 2 towns away from where I live at. You know what I'm saying? And we out there. I'm riding home, back home on a flat tire, hands freezing cold. You know, um, shoveling snow. You know what I'm saying? So I'm conditioned this way. You know what I mean? I just been like that since I was a kid, and so it come very natural to me with the working out and this type of weather. I feel like too, like I get a beyond satisfaction with earning. You know, so I like to be out in those cold climates and stuff and working out and revving up my appetite. Even like so working out, it's not just the gains, it's the whole process. You know, I like even in the heat the other day I was jogging like maybe 7 miles, right? And the heat was like getting the best of me. And I get a thrill off of that. You know that I'm putting myself through such measures, and then I got the water, the ice cold water, waiting in the car. So after I do all of what I do in that heat, the reward is waiting for me in the car. And you know I don't just do the standard jogging. I jog backwards. I jog side to side. I'm hopping gates. I'm jumping over bus stop benches. So I sort of turn it into like a obstacle course. Word. Yeah, I did several live streams. Yeah. Yeah, because that's on the lives. Anyone, yeah, I definitely did that. Yeah, definitely did that. Yeah, I appreciate you. You know, yeah, you know, you build it up. And speaking of endurance, though, too fresh, like, and this is why I always talk about the point in which I'm at within my fitness level now. I refuse to let that go, meaning for the many points in my life where I was at my best at those particular times and I resorted back to like let's say smoking and drinking or whatever the case and set myself back and had to recondition myself. I got fed up with that. So that's what I mean by, you know, I'm not letting that go now. Meaning, you know, I hold that very dear. I value it, and so there is no restarting. It's just constant elevation from this point. You know what I'm saying? Word. Yeah. Thank you. And the shows, of course. Right, right. Because I could have been on a level, you know, for a significant period of time. Yeah, that's definitely the case now. You know, and I cherish it. Again, I value it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what makes it a way of life. That's why it's a way of life for me. You know, so when we talking about eating habits, everything that involves, you know, a healthy way of life, that there is no see, and this is how I look at it too. This is my mindset. It's like I've already made a permanent conscious decision to do without certain things. You know what I mean? That's why when it comes to the very limitations of the things that will be more of a disservice to oneself, I refrain from that. So it's like, to give you an example, let's just say fast food, right? How my mind is like, all right, I accept the fact that for the rest of my life, there is no really partaking in that. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like, for me at least, it's not 6 months, a couple of weeks, and none of that. It's for life. You feel what I'm saying? So there is no you know, certain things that would only be of some form of a setback or you know, yeah, it's for life. You know, so not overeating for me is for life. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. Yeah. What about drinking alcohol? That's how I feel about alcohol, trying to stay away. Yo, listen. So even when it comes, and what I mean is this, right? So when it comes to the alcohol, see, I'm not the one to get on here and act like. So I'm not the one to. I'm gonna be totally honest with you all, right? There may be a time where I may have me a glass of something, right? Very minimum though. And I'm gonna tell you this, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. And if I chose to partake in having some form of alcohol consumption, first of all, it gotta be top notch, top shelf, quality drink. Point blank, period. I'm talking about better than Henny. I don't want no regular Henny, no none of that. It gotta be 1738 and better. But at the end of the day, and this is how I see it too, right? When we make such strong decisions, there we go. It's more of an experience rather than a habit, right? And that's a good point. And see, again, it'll be very minimum. Like I said, it'll be. I mean, just sort of like a few swigs, and I'll be all right with that. But anyway, I mean, and that's the furthest thing away from my mind, right? You know, I mean, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not gonna be of me going and purchasing a bottle per se. But anyway, um, so I just want to make that point clear, because, and even when it comes to the smoking, like I don't smoke trees. I have my edibles once in a while. You heard? See, cause I'm not gonna never come on here and act like I'm a health extremist. You know what I mean? But I'm my daily way of how my eating habit very, very structured. You feel what I'm saying? That's without a doubt. And like I said too, to really, as the proof in itself, I'm in my mid 40s. You heard? So with that being said, if let's just say this, if what I was doing in the past, if that was a consistent way of life all the way up until this point, I would not look, feel, and have the level of good health that I do. Point blank, period. You see what I'm saying? Really, really. But again, like I was saying, though, I want to go back to making these conscious decisions for life. See, I'm not into the for 6 months, for a year, and all that. Like I really, again, let me keep it on the eye. I need to program myself. Just like, you know what I'm saying? Because just as we develop bad habits, we could get rid of those habits and we could develop new habits. But again, my thing is to make that a part of a life commitment. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what I'm driving home here, for life. So when we talking about getting to this money, success, whatever, for life. Reading and researching for life. Feeling abundant for life. If we can help, that's why I always say, if I can help it, right? Things happen, life goes in directions that is unexpected, very unpredictable, things of that nature. But if we can help it, meaning a day at a time, right? This is my approach, a day at a time, and the necessary investments in terms of my eating, people, places, things, decisions, choices, options. You know what I'm saying? Fighting against temptation. This is a daily, and see, this is the thing, for life, the fight for life. So I'm not going to act like there isn't temptation around the not that where, I'm fighting because it's a struggle for me to, to apply self-control. I have a great deal of that, but what I mean is that there are things that get our attention, because it's not just, what I mean too is it could be engaging in a conversation that don't mean well, and I'm already spending an hour and a half talking to an individual where it's like, I only should have gave you 5 minutes. You see what I'm saying? I should have only gave that individual 5 minutes. I appreciate you. Said mid-40s, damn near look better than some 25-year-olds. Yeah, you ain't even got to say no Diddy, FBA. You ain't even got to say no Diddy. And I say that because, I just wanted to point this out too, though, right? Because when we sure of ourselves and we know that, what it is that we're expressing, it don't, and if it has no connection to something that we know that's not inappropriate or not weird or not, some suspect type of, we ain't even gotta, but I appreciate you though, you feel me? That's why my videos, or in general, it ain't even about the videos, and life in itself, you know what I'm saying? And life in itself, I'm not saying pause, I'm not saying no Diddy, I'm not doing none of that, fam. I mean what I say, and cause that, the furthest thing from my mind is anything revolving around the lower self in terms of what it is you know what I'm saying, I'm describing or making a point of, or whatever the case may be. You feel what I'm saying? Word. You know what I mean? Yeah. Do you promote yoga for flexibility? I do, Fresh. I would say the reason why I would say I do promote yoga, because the thing is this, Fresh, is that it's a form of health. Stretching is very important. And I've been asked the question of, do I stretch? And to a degree, I don't really carve out time that necessarily gets into a whole stretching mode. Now, lately, what I've been doing, I actually did a video. So when I use the resistant bands and things of that nature, see, stretching is very good too, because I just want to say this: it's good for the muscles to, just to expand them and stuff. See, the one thing about stretching and why we have to constantly stretch too, because once we stretch, it's good for your joints, your ligaments and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. But I'm big on the mobility, so I may not necessarily, like I said, carve out the stretching aspect, but the type of working out that I do with the mobility and things of that constant movement is sort of a stretch in itself. A lot of my day-to-day activities involve me to stretch, the bending down, the picking up, the holding things for a certain period of time. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. So, but yoga, anything that involves one to give the necessary attention to their body. You know what I'm saying? That's going to offer them a better way to function and operate. I'm all for it. So yes, indeed, I would advocate for yoga. And yoga may lead up to a person now wanting to try pull-ups. Yoga may lead to a person to want to do more sit-ups. Yoga may want to lead a person to go do a quick jog, a longer walk, or whatever the case may be. Because you're an advocate for that. Yeah, I'm definitely, Fresh. In general, I'm an advocate for fitness in its entirety. In all forms. Now, it's certain forms of fitness or workouts or exercises that aren't necessarily a favorite of mine, or what I implement myself. But one thing for sure, and as I've demonstrated and shared time and time again on the channel, is what it is that either is new to me or what I'm trying for the first time. And I'm so real with myself. On this very channel, I've even taken advice in the middle of a live where someone has offered me a suggestion of doing an exercise in a different manner, or in more of a correct approach, and I've done it right then and there. See, because I'm not caught up in the ego, the pride, and all that. I'm sure of myself. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't mind taking advice and feedback. I'm a student of life. You know what I'm saying? As I have a great deal of wisdom and, knowledge, and I am very much willing to learn, because I don't know everything. There's so much that I don't know. And I'm talking about besides fitness, just life. And that's very important. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's, I think, for me, what when we're talking about having a young spirit, you know, that's why when I be like, if I can help it, I'm gonna stay young forever. That's a term that comes from me being in a state of growth each and every day, right? So anything that is the beginning is a very young stage from that point, right? And then it evolves to growth, to a point of aging, right? And aging isn't a bad thing, but it leads up to a new process, you know? That's why more seeds are sprouted and things of that nature. And that's the same thing that with the learning aspect, you know, we each and every waking day with a healthy mindset, with a positive attitude, we invite, we allow, you know, the seeds of learning to you know be planted and to grow with a new day, with a new moment, with a new insight, with a new perspective, with a new beginning of being the person that we would like to be better than yesterday, if you are an individual with that type of focus. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, salute. Yeah, shout it out. You know what I mean? Yeah, I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Bro, you need the copyright better than yesterday, like right now. Right now, fresh. That's the thing. Right now, speaking of right now, see, and this is the thing, fresh. Right now, whatever change that we want to implement in our life, it's right now. You know, so that's a powerful that's a powerful word. Two words in one, but right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put down that cigarette right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to do these push-ups right now. I'm about to do these pull-ups right now. I'm about to open this book right now. I'm about to start my YouTube channel right now. I'm about to end this unhealthy relationship right now. You know what I'm saying? So right now, you feel me? We can get right to it. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's you know what I mean? On that type of time, indeed. You know what I mean? For sure. You know, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm checking, see, the live is acting right now, and I'm still not convinced because the thing is I don't want to be, you know, and I'm anytime, so I'm gonna see what it do going forward. I'm not gonna stop attempting to go live when I'm out actually doing my workouts and all that. You heard? But yeah, man, I'm checking the temperature. It's going great tonight. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, wow, what's this about? You heard? It's, you know, it's annoying. It's all hell. You know, I was in my groove the other day. We was vibing, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I was in my mode. You know, and some days, you know, my energy be more higher than others, you know, but I was there. And then the thing shut down. I was like, wow. That's how I got like that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, look, it happens. You know, life be lifing. You know, as they said in the beginning of the chat. You know, life be lifing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I guess it has yeah, stamina's on it. It's all conditioning fresh. That stamina. You know, and that's why I said, you know, when we consistent, you know, that stamina, it can only increase. You know, when we eating the veggies, when we drinking the water, when we working out, when we getting the proper rest, it just increases. It increases the appetite. You know, I always say that appetite. It don't just pertain to the hunger of, excuse me, wanting something to eat. Increasing that appetite, like like we're talking about, to do more, to do better, to that appetite of learning. You know, that's why I always talk about being enthusiastic about life. Um, you know, me, not to dwell on the past, but I do in my own analogy to where I'm able to connect with life is to think back as a child when one is in their total natural state of natural endorphins, laughing hysterically without the influence of something of a controlled substance to make you have an enjoyable moment. You know what I'm saying? Outside, having fun with your friends, and you're having so much fun that you don't even you ignore the fact that you may even be hungry. You know what I'm saying? When I used to run and I'm not saying run the streets in terms of when I was, involved in the aspect of, the things that lead up to the destruction, but I'm talking about, um, again, out and about, and having fun at those very early ages, and again, going bike riding. I remember, fixing our bikes. We got the vice grips and, changing the handlebars, the seats, the this, that, and the third, and just being present for hours until, we got the bike back functioning, whatever the case may be, changing the ball bearings, all this, so that same connection from when we was young also is very present when we're an adult. Of course, on a different level, but the things that we could partake in terms of developing and having a gift, a talent, something to offer the world, we also could gain. We can make a living, right? You could become rich, right? But first, that spirit gotta be rich. That, again, going back to that enthusiasm, and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that stamina isn't just doing 1,000 squats. That stamina is not just doing 500 burpees. That stamina has to be a level of patience. That stamina has to be a level of concentration. That stamina has to be, you know, what it requires in terms of characteristic. You know what I'm saying? That stamina to self-control. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking to myself. See, this is a mirror to me. I'll have this conversation on live with y'all. Get off the live. Now I'm in real life, of course. Right? And then a certain thought may come to mind, or I may have to battle with a certain trigger, right? With a negative attitude, right? I'm not always, sometimes to keep it 100, I want to haul off and punch somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's a natural feeling, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna make it seem like, you know, everything is always just on the up and up and ha ha he. Nah. You see what I'm saying? But definitely the stamina of knowing better. The stamina of, you know what I'm saying? I expect more from oneself. So keeping that same stamina of what is of doing better because one knows better. You feel me? Yeah, I shaved that head. Why? You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. I shaved it. Look good, right? But Haas. You know what I mean? Whoa. Y'all funny. Well, not y'all. He funny with the comment. Finally shaved that head. Yeah. You know. But yeah. So you know that stamina. You know it definitely applies beyond a workout. You know, stamina in fighting temptation, stamina into, you know, going forward with, you know, battling procrastination, things of that nature. You heard? Yeah, I appreciate you, no doubt. He in the room, by the way, too. Fresh, appreciate you. Word up. Yeah, he in the room, man. He on the phone with his cousin. Word. Let me do something real quick here, man. You on the slide, my joint. My phone about to die, you heard? Let me do something here real quick, man. Let's see what I do right here, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, y'all. Let me get my face, my joint a little oily, y'all. Face a little oily. Let me get this. You know, keep them napkins. Joint get oil. My face get a little oily. But yeah, man. You know, life is beautiful, y'all. Life is beautiful, you heard? You know, keep that on the forefront of your mind. Times get hard, challenging. You know, I'm dealing with, you know, certain levels of pressure right now in my personal life. But you know, every waking day, you know, and that's what it is. Every waking day. Damn, how my shirt get up here? It's crazy. You know what I mean? Every waking day, you know what I'm saying, is an opportunity to, you know, contribute to a solution of some sort. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a fight. You know, having that stamina to fight with life, having that stamina to you know, deal with the world, you know, having that stamina to, you know, be less distracted with certain things or whatever the case may be, you know. So, you know, every day is a test. At least for me it is, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I ask for the strength and you know, I do what's necessary to, you know, keep oneself on the up and up, you heard? Nah, I ain't putting that. I ain't putting no. I just need to soak up the. I don't use no kind of facial things and none of that. FBA word. Yeah, the oxy. I mean, I'm gonna look it up though. You know what I mean. I'm not gonna count it out. I ain't gonna. Yeah, I ain't gonna count it out though. Word. Damn, how much shit ain't charging? Excuse my language, y'all. I don't even be. Yeah, so. Yeah, that's crazy. See how my phone? There we go. Yeah. My joint be getting oily, you know. So that's why I keep the Yeah, my battery actually. I put the Yeah, I don't know why my phone. Today it ain't the live. It's my battery. But yeah. But yo, I gotta get up out of here anyway, cause I'm gonna shut it down early, get some rest tonight. You know, I gotta get up mad early. You know what I'm saying? But this is a great chat. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it went in my favor tonight, apparently. Peace. You know what I'm saying? It went in my favor tonight, apparently. But you know, I'm gonna jump back on the live every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Like just on some chop it up time. You know? Yeah, no doubt. But yeah. We gonna link up, y'all. You heard? Word up. You know what I'm saying? We gonna definitely. Yeah, no doubt. All right, bet. Yo, Fresh, I appreciate you. Yo, shout out to the chat. Yo, FBA, you already know. Word up. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's been a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Word, we gonna do this. You know what I mean? We here. We in the building. Most certainly. You know what I mean? Yeah. Much appreciation all the time. With that being said, y'all, I'm gonna catch you on the next go around. You heard? Peace. Indeed.